Hello YouTube, this is Thomson Airways 737 bringing you another model review. Well, as you can see, it's the Pheonix Thomson Airways 737-800. Before doing this video, actually, just like a few minutes ago, I was talking to my friend Daniel, and we were just on about like this particular model. He didn't actually realise I actually got it. I thought I told him, but anyway. Yeah, so I just thought, well, he said that he's looking at photos, so I just thought I'd point out some features that I would want to point out as well, like not, I wouldn't say it's negative, but it's something to possibly improve on, if they did, do another model. But yeah, anyway, start with the front, as we always do, and then work our way back. Starting off, they've actually put an outline of where the nose cone is, which is quite a nice detail. I can't say I've seen that on any other aircraft, and even on the white, like obviously there's blue on top and then it goes white underneath. You can still see it on that as well. You might be able to just make out like a line, I'm not sure. But yeah, so moving on, you've got the cockpit windows. To be honest, they look quite good to me. They don't look really that much out of place. I think the thing that maybe, if they do look out of place, I'll actually get to that in a minute. But after the cockpit windows, you've got World of TUI. Obviously, it's really small, but you might be able to just see like a little mark thing where it is printed, just below the where the light is on the model. Then you've got the first door, obviously, otherwise passengers won't be able to get in and out, and it'll look a bit stupid if it didn't have that. Then you've got the Thomson titles. They look in proportion to me. I'm not really fussed about, when I get models, I'm not really entirely fussed about how, I'm not really like a massive fan of like, everything's got to be precise. So even if the titles were a bit out of position, I wouldn't really be that bothered. But obviously they are in the correct position, more or less. Then you've got all the windows running down a fuselage, which is the same on the other side. Everything that you actually see on this side is the same as the other side, but I'll just, at the end of the video, I'll just switch it around just so you can see. The engines actually have Thomson.co.uk on the fully across the engine. Now, one point I want to make about that is, if you haven't actually got this model yet, then there might actually be a printing issue with your model, because there's someone on my forum, he actually ordered two, and he posted both photos, and one actually has the titles missing on the left engine. It has it on the right engine, and then the other model has it on both engines, which mine does as well. I've checked that before I actually did this video. So if you do, then it's probably just like a printing error. It could just be his model. Yeah, I'm just pointing it out in case you think, oh, what the hell's going on. So yeah, the overall livery, I will say, like I think I said this on the 787 from Gemini Jets, I absolutely love this livery. When they first changed it, and I realised they were actually changing the whole fleet, I was a bit hit and miss about it. I wasn't like overjoyed about it, because I've grown up with the livery, like the sort of livery as it is now, just all blue. Well, say the all blue livery. I've grown up with that, and for it to change, it's sort of a bit sort of like, it's a big change. Growing up with something and then it changes. You got to get used to it, which I think I am now. I mean, when I see them flying over like in the sun, when it's obviously it's cloudy today, it's pretty bad compared to how it has been. But yeah, when they fly over from Doncaster Airport, honestly, it actually looks beautiful in the sky. So yeah, it's a great livery. But yeah, as I say, it did take a while for me to actually grow on it. Or for it to grow on me, whichever way you say it, I'm not really sure. But one other point is that I want to make. Well, let's focus on the wings now. The wings, well, as you can see, obviously you've got the two emergency exits, and then you've got the arrows pointing to where the passengers must go in an emergency. I personally think, actually, going back to the engines, I think the engines could do with heightening up a little bit. I think that bit, I'm not really sure what you call it, the thing that actually holds the engine onto the wing, sort of thing. I think that should be a little less, and the engine should actually be pushed up a little bit more. That's my opinion. Obviously your opinion when you get the model might be a little bit different. But yeah, focusing on going back to the wings. Sorry to keep moving around. You've got the landing lights, which is obviously always good. And then you've got these things at the back where the flap things. I don't actually know what you call them. But yeah, the winglets. The winglets is the main thing that I want to talk about. I've actually got an Air Europa 737-800, which is by Pheonix as well, and that model has winglets like the Gemini jets winglets. Now this particular model, I think it's on everyone's, not just mine. I'm not entirely sure if the winglets are slightly far out from what they should be, but they. In a way, to me, they seem like they could be doing with a little bit more pointed up, like a bit more vertical, but not exactly vertical, if you know what I mean. So a bit more moved in, I think. Although it does look good anyway. But I also think the winglets. I think Pheonix have actually changed their winglets on the 737-800s, because they seem a hell of a lot thinner. And they also seem a lot taller as well. Like I say, the Gemini jets and my Pheonix Air Europa model, they are sort of fat and sort of short. Well, when I say fat, they are much thicker than this. Maybe I should have got a model to show you the difference. I haven't actually got a model down here at the minute, but I do actually, I think, I don't know if they just changed it or if it's been a little slip up with this model, but I mean the logo on the tail looks in proportion with the actual winglet, so I'm guessing they've done a little change. But yeah, so that's the wings, that's one thing I want to mention. Then going back here, we've got the registration and the flag, which is, the registration is Golf Tango Alpha Whiskey Lima. Then you've got Boeing 737-800 in small print, obviously technology, which aircraft it is, which aircraft type. The tail, obviously you can see the tail logo, the TUI logo. Then you've got WL at the top, Whiskey Lima. Then you've got the stabilizers. Stabilizers are fine. One thing I want to mention about tail is that you can see it's actually fixed in, and then you can see a little bit of a line as well. I don't really like how they've done that. I think they should have carried it on until it gets to the rudder section of the tail, because obviously the rudder needs a bit of room to manoeuvre from the actual body of the aircraft. I just think personally they could have maybe fitted it a bit better, like I say, up to the rudder, because how they fitted it, it just looks a bit odd. It looks like the rudder goes right up to that line there, just where the edge of my finger is. I just think it looks a bit odd. Moving down now to the undercarriage. Now the wheels are rolling gear. I'm guessing most Pheonix models are now. One thing I can see, one thing I want to point, you've got the nose gear flaps, with WL on as well, and same on the other side, Whiskey Lima again for the registration. The gear, to be honest, I didn't actually notice this, but I'm not sure if that gear there is actually a bit forward. I don't want to push it back because it'll probably snap off if I do. I mean, looking at it overall, it doesn't look too bad, but when you look at it from the side, it looks like it's a bit forward. Now, I know 737 gear is supposed to be, I think they are actually supposed to be a little bit back rather than a bit forward. The other side looks a bit fine actually, but I'm guessing it's just fine. Obviously you're going to have minor defects with models, not going to be all perfect. But one thing I want to mention is, if anyone can actually tell me this, when do you ever see a model with like an actual real life aircraft with silver like caps on the wheels? Obviously the Thompsons that fly into Doncaster, they have white caps, so I don't know why they paint them silver, or if they do paint them silver, why can't they just paint them white? Or if they don't paint them at all, why can't they just paint it white anyway? You know, because I think they have actually red on the inside and white on the outside, or it could be the other way. I think it varies by airline as well. I think Southwest have like red and blue. From the States, Southwest Airlines from the States have red and blue caps. Now, if you don't know what I mean by caps, I basically mean what goes over the actual wheel. Now, obviously, if we say wheel, most people think of the tyre as well, but the tyre is actually the tyre, and the wheel is actually the thing that the tyre sits on, or it's fitted onto. Because obviously, without that, then the tyre would just be nothing. But yeah, so there are just a few things. So one thing is the gear. Also, the 737-800 is supposed to actually point downwards. I think I might have said this in a previous video, I'm not sure. But this seems to be like it's just all on one level. A bit like the A320s, the Airbus aircraft. The 737-800 is actually supposed to point down, as do all the 737 variants, I think. Could be one or two that don't. I just think the nose gear maybe is either too high or the rear gear is a bit too short. So it needs to be pointing down a little bit like that. That's my opinion. Obviously, you know, everyone might have different opinions on this. But yeah, so it's the gear. The engines could do with rising up, and the winglets slightly changed, and the tail, how they've actually fitted it on the actual fuselage. If I was to rate this model out of 10, I would definitely give it a 9.5. I mean, obviously for me, this model is just extreme. I've been waiting for ever since I started collecting. I've been wanting a Thomson model, hence why I got custom models. Obviously, this just kicks all them out of the way. This is by far the best model that I've got. For me personally, I would not trade this model for anything. Well, there might be something that I might trade it for, but if it was that same price, then no, I wouldn't. You know, this is a great model, so I would recommend buying it if you haven't. And I just want to say thanks for watching. I also want to say thanks for all the likes on the last video that I did, my schedule update. When I said I was hoping to get over 11 likes, I didn't expect it to actually get more than 11 likes, but honestly, I just want to say thanks. And before the video cuts off, I just want to say thanks to everyone for subscribing, watching my videos, listening to what I've got to say, and thanks for all the comments and everything, you know. And thanks for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed this review. I hope it's gave you an insight into this particular model. If you want to discuss about it, then please leave a comment again. Subscribe if you haven't already for more videos like this, and I'll see you again soon. So that's all for now. Bye.